Good morning, everybody. We are here in the beautiful city of Vienna, the heart of Austria, the capital, and we have some gorgeous weather as well, and some red-hot ultimate to throw into the bargain as well. Where else would you rather be than right here on ULTI.TV? Open semi-final action from Vienna Spring Break. Benjamin Rees alongside Stefan Rapazzo, and we've got Catchup from Graz in Austria against MUC, the Munich Ultimate Club, of course, from Germany. Steph, how are you doing this morning?
Benj, I'm doing all right. Happy to be back at it. On the cans, ready to go for a semi-final here at Vienna Spring Break as the exceptionally loud field mic public service announcement says that we are ready to go, and they're still in their pre-game double team spirit circle sorting things out. These two teams both had very good days yesterday, of course. Benji, Catchup,
undefeated so far coming into this one, coming out of a pretty tough pool, to be honest. A 15-12 win over Outsitters before they beat Uprising 15-9, and it was the same scoreline as they triumphed over Terrible Monkeys. They beat the Big Easy 13-11 in their quarter-final. Not quite such smooth sailing for MUC, dropped their first game on Universe to Foy, but bounced back with big wins over Lost and Found and Mosquitoes 15-6 and 15-8, respectively. They dispatched Flying Angels Burn 14-8 in their quarter-final. And so we sit here today, both of these sides knowing that they are, 70 minutes away from taking their place in the final this afternoon.
Exactly that, Benji. Of course, on the other side of this bracket, in the other men's semi, we've got Frank N, who we saw win yesterday on stream in their quarter. They're going to go up against 3SB, who are defending champs in this tournament last year. They'll be playing on the field just next door, so we will be able to have a finger on the pulse of what's happening there and get a feel for that game. But all eyes on this one. Catchup has been hot in both divisions, but focus again here in the open. Valentine Fischer is somebody that MUC have identified as one to watch. They're gonna see if they can get him hucking and hope that the wind will give a little bit of an assist. They said he's throwing, but he's a great thrower, but it's early season. If the team's not totally aligned with what he's doing and the wind can give a little assist, that might be one little focus besides what they do internally and focusing on their own game. That said, Benj, what about this weather? It's
well, it's been, as we mentioned, the sun is blaring down here, and we had a relatively still start to yesterday, and then the wind picked up as the day went on, and it was fierce towards the latter stages of the afternoon, and it's strong this morning. I think it's certainly noticeable going from right to left on your camera. So with Catchup beginning on the end side to our right hand side, they'll be going downwind at the start here, and I think teams of this caliber, you'd expect them to be able to problem solve and counteract against it, but it's still something that you really do have to take into account.
Yeah, MUC, of course, this is their first tournament of the season. They did play prior, but not as MUC, as their mixed club. We saw them last week in Padua, so an iteration of this group has played together this season, but here they are.
Yeah, you mentioned, of course, playing in the mixed as Tiefseetacher, teaming up with the Woodcheekers, the women from Munich, and Deep Sea Divers, by the way, the translation of that. Undefeated they were in Padua. Catchup were also in spring invite action. We'll get to that, though, a little bit shortly. Here's Hotzer taking the swing central. Tobias Meyerhofer, the oldest of the three Meyerhofer brothers, finds the inside window through to Holzer. Holzer's putting in a bit of air underneath it. Receiver looks like he has position, but defenders will close in. Going to be tipped and couldn't get it on the second attempt, but I think that is the signal for a foul called on the contact.
Benji, you have no problems identifying hand signals. You're absolutely right. That is the signal for it. I'm going to want another look. I kind of had a little bit of sideline obstacle to see past. I wasn't sure if I could give the opinion. I think he did everything he could to be staying next to him without touching, but he was awfully close. There could certainly have been some chest or torso bumping there. It is counted as a turnover, and Catchup will go the other way.
The big man, Michael Geisel, picks up. Catchup's D-line looking for an early break. That's not the way to do it, though. Just quickly out of the hands of Sebastian Dietzer. Just saw that one rising just a little bit as he went to catch it. And a foot block is going to be caught anyway. Can they follow it up? Maybe not with a mark that close, but surely they're thinking about another one now. Reset goes off and now back in Holtz's hands. Inside window through. Just outside the end zone. Holzer has to get on his bike. Looking for a cut he likes developing. A little bit of shake and bake, and eventually that's going to do the trick. Early lead there for MUC, 1-0.
Yeah, it took him 2 kicks at it. The catch-up attempt didn't go too far, and then almost got it back. The foot block came immediately, but it was just not quite enough on it. The foot block fluttered, gave the second chance, and the dance move you said at the very end there to open up in the corner, very fluid out of MUC. The Munich Ultimate Club to put the first point on the board.
Now we mentioned that for Catchup Graz, this is their second tournament of the year. They were at the Spring Invite last weekend. They were out in Padova, where Felix was manning the camera as he is this weekend, and we were, well, I mean, in our front room / bedrooms, but we were there, don't worry. Catchup, after the first weekend of play in the EUCS, are ranked 28th overall at the moment. They had 2 wins and 4 losses. They beat Disco Ball at 15-12, 2 losses to One Tribe, 15-7 and 15-9, a 14-12 win over Bad Skid, and losses to Costa Rica Grandes at 15-11 and 15-7 to the men from Mooncatchers. Here's their O-line for the first time, but goes back to Kleinhappel, and now Bart again takes a short one. Valentin Fischer, there's the deep shot that MUC were, I think, happy to let him try and test his mettle again, see if he can cut it through the wind, and he can cut it back on, right on target. Jonathan Breitenthaler makes it one apiece.
Yeah, quick and easy for the Graz gentleman to strike back. Big shot did the bulk of the damage. Poised, putting it in. It's a nice little start to this game. A little bit of jitters perhaps. Munich's first effort, not in seamlessly, but showing their fight, got it back. Fight through the foot block, keep going. Catch-up now come. Put it in both goals, of course, going upwind. The offense is upwind to start until somebody breaks. It is, as we said, a mild wind, but it is picking up every couple minutes. We're feeling it more and more right now.
Yeah, well, it's kind of still a bit more manageable. You want to make sure that you're getting those upwind goals in, because you feel like once someone is able to get a downwind break, it's going to be difficult to earn it back in the other direction. MUC's O-line back out there on the field. Starting out of the side stack, they're initiating Holzer underneath. Holzer looking for an option downfield. Faking purposefully, eventually finds Willemek. Willemek here, the Meyerhofer. Willemek, they're looking to get some break side swing and movement going. Holzer doesn't see the timing on that continuation though. A little inside, feathered through to Meyerhofer. Jumps it in, does he? No, his brother Fabian just outside the end zone. Can he get a reset off? Willemek Just finds that little soft spot behind. Tobias Meyerhofer to Holzer. Holzer, that one's a little bit of a riser, and it just rose too much. Holzer going for that backhand towards the force side, just to try and sit it and lean it out there. But the dad backhand is found wanting, as Hunt immediately looking for the veteran Geisel. And that time, Holzer gets the better of him.
Yeah, Holzer needed to get that backhand to make up for that poor choice going with the backhand instead of the forehand. It rose away from him. He was a bit smaller than Geisel, but the throw allowed him to just stay in front, knock it away, and give his team another chance.
I remember playing against Geisel as a junior at Paganello over a decade ago. He was, to the surprise of no one, still a lot bigger than I was back then. This one zinged down the far sideline, laser shot from Willemek. Not in the end zone though, just yet. Can they find a way to force themselves over the goal line? Resetting back to Holzer. Was such a huge cog of that German mixed side. EUC, and Holzer powers his way up the line. The throw sits a little bit, but he's got enough space to make the clap catch for the score. 2-1.
I like the finish there for MUC. Patient, letting their handlers do a lot of the resetting work, change the angles, stay patient. Holzer, I felt like he took it upon himself as after the error on the very first possession, and turned into a bit of a workhorse there, did it with his legs rather than his throws in the end, and was availed for his team to catch that second goal of, not of the game, but of the game for MUC, up 2-1. And it's a good looking tilt here. I also remember Geisel from last year here. He was wearing those Sandstorm Coachella-style sunglasses with the wraparound leather on the eye sockets. I was very intrigued with his eyewear this year. He's gone sans eyewear.
He was also playing in the first game I ever commentated, which was back at the Under-23 Championships, as it was then in London in 2015. Quarter-final matchup between Austria and Japan, which I highly recommend checking out and having a watch, by the way. Absolute barn burner.
Nice. Geisel, he's remembered on many levels.
I'd like to think that...
A memorable figure.
I'd like to think my commentary has improved since then.
I'd have to think, Bench. But I would imagine you would have been a natural right at the gates just the same.
I mean, I'm not saying that I was, but I'm also not saying that I wasn't. It helps when you've got good people alongside you to help you through. That throw is going to pop up a little bit, but Holzer was out of position, and it's caught anyway by Bart. Vollenhoff Schitter. There's a deep shot again. Neither side really with any fear or hesitation in putting it deep, but Sven Kleinhappel undersells it.
Is this going to be the first legitimate chance at a break, or are they going to slow down their offense or just pipe it again?
Holzer, oh, what a foot block from Jonas Bahn. That is authoritative in the extreme.
Wow, foot up, shut the door, and now a short field for Catchup.
Didn't just shut the door.
Slammed it.
Almost slammed it off the hinges. Kleinhappel on the shortest of fields. Little quick release with that around down the line. Finds the target of Fischer for the score. Well, both sides have had break chances. Both of them have surrendered them a little bit cheaply, probably. One with a drop, but that one was just, I mean, what a foot block, Steph.
Oh my God, we've seen foot blocks on both sides. One was a door slammer, one kept going. Kleinhappel with the assist there, loved the flipped grip and switching over to the backhand side without the big pivot. Here's the foot block again. Bruce Lee's that left foot up and slams the door shut. Here's the assist, that no pivot backhand or mid-pivot backhand. And beautiful throw by Kleinhappel to get around in a tight corner.
Yeah, not necessarily waiting the time to get the full extension on the pivot, just making sure they can get it out of the hands as quickly as possible. 2 apiece here. All scores going against the wind so far.
It would seem like with a couple turnovers, it is a favorable place to be to get a break right now. Like you get the break chance. If you don't just pipe it, you get the wind behind you. I think it is the defensive mindset can go out the window until that first break scored. Now, let's not just pipe it, let's work a counterattack.
And they had a number of key offensive pieces switch over to the D-line there, so they maybe be a little bit frustrated. They couldn't get anything with it. That one just about beats the foot block from Holzer.
I mean,
but same result.
They are just going for foot blocks all over the place. Foot blocks, hand blocks, any blocks, but they're going for it. It's like it's their mentality.
They're so active on the force, and I think they've done that risk reward, and they're I think not unhappy to give up breaks if it means that they can threaten those release points a bit more. Geisel puts it deep towards the end zone, and that is the game's first break. Mikhail Meister makes it through too.
So much for what I said about maybe not.
Rip it, mate. There's a D-line.
And you see a nice little team cheer there out of Catchup going into the squat. But Geisel takes it upon himself. All right, yes. I don't hear the commentators anyways, but I feel the wind at my back. I see a streaking receiver. I trust. I mean, tightly covered.
Yes, really, it's good coverage.
From a coachable seat, that is an ill-advised throw, really. But he put it. The wind made sure it carried. It got there, gave a chance, even though it might have been just better than a 50-50 chance. Backed his receiver, made a play. They're up a break.
Yeah, more catch-up action for you in the next game, by the way, because we're going to be streaming their women's side in their semi-final against East Block.
Do you remember what Geisel told us why they're called Catchup?
It's thicker than blood, apparently.
I quite like the response. I'm not sure if they were pulling leg or not.
I'm not. I can't say that I'm convinced. You can tell that they sense something on the mark, those hand block, foot block chants coming out in full voice from the Catchup sideline. Trying to lay one down the line there, and there's no one able to bring it in. Swinging as Catchup now looks to try and punch in the upwind as well. Taking a reset, here's Nafts. And that's kind of been the tale of the D-line so far, with the exception of that one shot from Geisel that came off. Haven't necessarily been able to get anything going on either side. Big early swing across to Holzer. Holzer faking, they've got an isolation set up at the front of the end zone. Holzer breaks the mark, but they're not quite in the end zone just yet. That will do it though, forcing it down the line. And Schutz finds Willebeck to tie us up once more.
Yeah, tied it to breaking the back pocket for Catchup, of course. A gift to give it back there. The throw just wasn't working for Gustav Nafts. Didn't seem like it was pressured. Wasn't too much. There wasn't a tight mark, maybe no mark on it at all. Wasn't going for too much. Just kind of hand let him down there. And here's the finishing touches. Great isolation and hesitates into the corner, but the double move opens up and around, and crafty high release throw. Handy little layout there too. I almost thought it was gratuitous from first look, but that was absolutely necessary.
You've got to make sure. You'd much rather do that than watch it hit the turf and think, why didn't I go for it?
Yeah, I could have had that.
It's, the phrase is meant to regret the things you did and the things you did. Kleinhammer finds Bart underneath. Bart's going to pull the trigger. Defenders close, but not quite close enough. The bid from Meyerhofer cannot prevent it going to hand. Clean hold downwind there.
Nice throw from Barth. Good read for Fisher. Defense got sucked in a little bit. might have had a big chance, but was just too far away and gave too much room to Fisher downfield. Fisher, obviously known for his throws, but still when he does turn and book downfield, got to stay a little bit tighter. Or else they're going to find ways to make him sting ya. So 4-3, 1 point lead, 1 break lead for Catchup. Early days, not quite 20 minutes in, but just about.
There's a lot of ultimate left to be played.
Oh yeah.
All day, but in this game, on its own. Currently trading with Catchup up a break. Geisel pulls. Fielded on the bounce by MUC. Holzer's taken off deep. There's separation if the throw can hang up there long enough. Not quite. Just raced away, and Holzer was never quite in a position to catch up. He usually starts in the hand set, or if they put him downfield, he'll catch the disc underneath when the offense already has a bit more motion going on, so he can catch up and look, and he sees there's already movement, but that time he noticed that he was being marked underneath, went deep, and it nearly, but not quite, paid off.
From a whole game perspective, easy to say these teams are not shy to put it deep.
No, especially not in that direction. Handler looking a little bit isolated. Eventually Dietzer comes through for support. Now 2 players in the same space.
So congested right now.
It felt like maybe I think more expansive option was coming, but Felix Duff slaps it away.
Yeah, I mean, there, as I said, the congestion there, by the time Geisel picked up, he still had crossing routes going in front of him that did not tidy up at all by the time it was released.
Willem underneath to start. Holzer's not going to get there. Geisel reads it and gobbles it up. And now, putting it deep, he's put a lot of air underneath that one. It's going to carry towards the far sideline and onto the other field.
Yeah, guys will put the backhand out there. As I said, we've seen a lot of hucks. You correctly identified that they've all been in one direction. That might be the first one we've seen attempted against the wind.
The American Conor O'Brien underneath. Continuation of that swing to Holzer. Good coverage there of the break side cut. Still count ticking up. Running some give-go past the bidding Geisel. He's out of position. Now a leader for Tobias Meyerhofer.
And you see the
not happy.
That's, I mean, we used to jokingly call those the veteran fouls, where you know you can bump into them and knock them off their throwing ability. You hope they're not intentional. There have definitely been days and players where some of that has been.
It's the one.
The frustration felt there for sure.
If this was football, which it isn't, you'd see a yellow card given for a quote-unquote professional foul. Holzer. Out in front of Fabian Meyerhofer. Such a step, plants into the backfield. Now Tobias Meyerhofer, just a few yards away from pay dirt. Cut to the front, and from the oldest Meyerhofer to the youngest, Tobias to Fabian. And we are tied once more at 4.
Good reception there on the clap catch. Throw went behind on the left side of the body and did really have to twist his upper body, get some torsion in there, and hang on to the clap catch with the disc kind of almost turning behind onto his back left hip there. Good concentration and focus. Here we'll get another look at the sequence that sets it up. Oh, no, that is it. There you see the twist and kind of roll to ground by the youngest Meyerhofer.
Yeah, there's a real concerted effort there to kind of twist his body as he's landing, so that he's kind of not landing elbows down, which can jar the disc loose, and he's also making sure that the disc itself doesn't touch the surface, which is also a frequent cause of ground strips. Roll, half stopped, and then picked up. Kleinhappel finds Fisher in space underneath. Fisher opens up the arm, putting a bit of air underneath it. Wallace had position, and Justin Wallace takes it away.
Yeah, Justin Wallace won that race very much so. There was a small bit of separation for Catchup when the throw went up, and Justin Wallace closed the gap and rose above to give the disc back to MUC. Upwind break chance coming up.
Yeah, this will bring it back on serve. Checked in. Getting the run through from the handling space, a deep shot again, and you can see what effect the wind had on that because it just held it up. And in the end, Fritz Holzner didn't have to do too much work to block it. Kleinhappel. The Wellenhof Schitter. High, floaty one again, defender closes in but not in time. Fisher across the bars. In the red zone now, what can the Austrians do? Down the line, on the money, Max Ursel for 5-4.
Yeah, good handler movement there. The first throw, not the first throw, but the throw that went up line to start that scoring sequence, the one that the first gainer missed the intended receiver, a layout in front, and the backup plan there, kind of brick wall, put the chest behind it and saved the reception. Here it is, that one, there's the miss, and right behind the Johnny on the spot saves the day, and then they regain their calm, the outside in, into the corner. Very nice finish for Catchup Graz, Max Ursel with the goal. And that puts them back up 5-4. Still with a break in that back pocket, Benji.
Yeah, they could trade out from here if they wanted and they would win, but I'm sure they'd like to extend that advantage further if they could. There's the deep shot. Holzer rifling it, and it's going to tease Fabian Meyerhofer and just elude him. Can Graz get the game's first upwind break?
System, boys, wir können. System. Dennis, weiter.
Walk to the front, and the first pass goes to turf. Not what they had drawn up. Munich playing it quickly in the layout down the line. Impeccably done from Tobias Meyerhofer to make it 5 apiece.
Yeah, that throw not so impeccable. The reception very much so. Throw kind of a pop pass with a bladey angle that really made the receiver have to work. Did it for Meyerhofer, and thank goodness he did. MUC back to level Pagans, 5 apiece, and quick conversion after a short catch-up possession that they had. Here's that pop pass. Yeah. Oh, I think his left hand was down out of bounds before he caught it.
Interesting. I'd have to have another look at it. No one on the field seemed to question it.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think anybody noticed it. Let's have one more look here, Bench. Look at the left hand.
Oh, maybe the right knee? It's
You
close.
think right knee was down before left hand? Anyways, it was closer than it may have seemed. Live, nobody thought otherwise. Called in, and in it is. But yes, something I noticed.
Yeah, you can see what the plan was there from Willem, just try and sit that high release on the wind. But it did drop quite quickly, and it necessitated the layout. Taking the available swing. Holzner to Fischer. Fischer now to Breitenthaler. Advancing to the edge of the red zone. Ursel, his pass requires a layout, but Fischer makes it, and then the follow-up layout comes up short.
Yeah, great bid by Fischer to pick that up off the turf. Got horizontal, beautiful, look at it there, but unable to maintain full composure. Got up and threw that off balance, and kind of rushed that throw out and wasn't able to pay the dividends. Gives it back to MUC.
So trying to get it off the line to initiate things. Put a bit of air underneath it, and it just pops up over Wallace. Didn't have his feet set to jump and see if he could bring it down. And then quickly off the transition, duly punished by Graz to get themselves back with a lead.
Hard-earned hold, that one. For Catchup. Graz, very short possession to finish off after the overthrow on Wallace. Here's another look. We're going to go back and have another look at the last score as well. And just you at home can let us know. We'll slow this right down. I think I mean, was his foot still down while he caught it? If so, yes, in. If he was airborne, his left hand was down first, and that was out of bounds. That is very, very close, and something that was viewed as in live by all the players and all the people who are verified to make the call. But interesting to be able to be in our seat and slow that down and have a second look and third.
One of the luxuries we're afforded that you're not necessarily when you're out there. MUC no time like the present for their O-line already on the end zone line, and the offhand backhand is going to get it in there. Felix Dach to Matej Willemek. Sixes.
Well, that was quick.
It was. Blinking you'll miss it stuff there from MUC.
What's that?
Blinking you'll miss it.
Yeah, I think I blinked. Good thing we've got replays happening because I'm watching it all again. There it is. The big throw that cut all the distance. I want to see how they walk themselves in. Ooh, nice upline cut. No pick called. Could have been a pick call.
Sixes here with just over half an hour gone. Game's played to 15, or time cap comes on at 70 minutes. Hello to everyone watching along in our YouTube chat. Greatly appreciate you having along with us, watching here live and free on the ULTI.TV YouTube channel. A reminder to give us a thumbs up, a like, and subscribe, and make sure you press the bell button so you can get notifications whenever we go live for either the rest of our upcoming games this weekend or whatever we've got going up in the future, including next weekend when we're at Tom's Tourney in Bruges.
Oh, that's going to be a lot of fun as well, Bench.
I used the royal we there. I'm actually not going to be there, but I will be at Elite Invite the week after. High release, again trying to sit on the wing downfield, and Klein Happel couldn't track it. Both D-lines have had shots to score it against the wind, but no one's really been able to get anything going on D in either direction, the exception being the one deep look from Geisel that he nailed to the back of the end zone.
Yeah, that high release backhand from Wellenhoff Schitter had just a bit too much follow, and the high release let the wind drag it even further than it wanted to be.
They're like sharks in the water. Catchup on defense. You can hear the sidelines loud. Hand block, foot block. They know exactly what they want, what they expect and demand out of their teammates. But MUC doing a good job of just stopping any initial scoring passes, but eventually cheeky release valve, popping that one into the back of the end zone. Max Ertel makes it 7-6.
I quite like it from the sideline. It's instructional motivation, really. It's, yes, we're getting loud and boisterous on the sideline so that our team hears us, but the words we're using, what we're telling, is actually very instructional, making sure that they are active on the mark, seeking statistics, seeking the movements that will generate blocks.
See, the thing is, I'm not sure necessarily how actually helpful it is, because generally that's what you're aiming for on the mark, is to get those blocks, rather than giving specific instructions of, you know, come inside, or he's looking around, or high hands, or like threatening those. Really, it's just kind of general. I think it's about ramping up that feeling of pressure more than it is giving a specific instruction. Although maybe you're saying, look, we don't mind you giving up the break necessarily if you're you know, really threatening those hand blocks. And those
it's chant-like more than anything, but they're just using a validated instruction as the chant. It isn't instructional.
Willem didn't like the undercut that he saw, so goes backwards instead. The big man Tobias Meyerhofer to Holzer. Oh, and the clap as the disc squirts through. Carline to Geisel. Geisel to the end zone. Catchup will break into half. There's the first D-line upwind score of the game. They got off short field on the Holzer drop. 2-3 passes and they were in. Hitting it in. Eisenberger with the score, and Catchup will have an 8-6 lead to begin the second half, and they'll come out on offense with a chance to make it 9-6.
Yeah, the one break differential is you don't really feel it throughout the whole half. There's only a 1 point difference, and then to be able to get the break to take half, that second break, this will be big separation, and as you said, the chance for even more. They put themselves in a very good situation going into half. They should be feeling good about life. Of course, feeling good can kind of take foot off the gas sometimes going into breaks. I don't suspect that that's going to be the case, but great first half for Catchup.
8-6 Catchup lead here, half-time in this open semi-final at Vienna Spring Break.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund
fund
our work to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
Welcome back to ULTI.TV coverage of Vienna Spring Break 2024. I think our third year in a row that we've trekked out to the Austrian capital, having a grand old time doing it as well. Benji Reese and Steph Rapatsov with you as that ball is going to start catching a pool in their own end zone, and a bit of a flutter and a wobbler on the first half, but it does find Wernhoff Schitter. However, still in their own end zone after the first few passes here. Catchup. This will be a great start to the second half for MUC if they're able to get the short field turn well. I think Catchup had enough of that, but the huck doesn't even reach halfway before it's picked off. But the first pass squeezes through the hands. That one a little bit behind. Fisher can't adjust in time. Meyer will pick up. No doubt about what the plan is. Looking deep towards the end zone, indeed, by Fisher.
And we saw great closing speed earlier by Wallace, and there you see it by Fisher. I thought when that went up, it was a great choice. The separation was very legitimate to warrant that throw, and Fisher really close. It did float just a little bit, a high angle with the throw in the wind, but Fisher, great speed to catch up and get the deep.
And they're trying to take away all these underneath options, maybe force the huck really into the wind so it can hang up and you can get bodies underneath. A pick called though with a couple of cutters trying to put a name on that underneath space.
Where's the chat here in front of the stack? Must have been potential pick, or?
Yep. Kleinhappel will retain possession. And Kleinhappel with the stall rising, tries to put a lot of shape on an inside-out backhand. Who's going to get the opportunity to read it most? It's hanging, and from out of nowhere, Luca Roda rips that one down.
There were 9 people under that disc.
I think they call that a mass of humanity, especially when there are some big dudes.
Yeah, call the hospital pass at times as well.
That one, ooh, I think that was down, and he acknowledges it. Fischer. Slightly dicey catch low towards the ground by Breitenthaler. In towards the centre, are they in the end zone? Not yet, but now they are. MUC might be kicking themselves that they had the opportunities, and again they came to nothing.
Yeah, they are. You're absolutely right. They're making a few plays, but giving them back way too easily. And and Catchup are just rolling the momentum. They are feeling it right now. They're happy to take these gifts when they're given back, and they're making good with them. They're very sharp and focused, working upwind in that case. Sure, the Kleinhappel throw not great, but to get it back so quick and easily, it's like, hey, why not take more of these deep shots upwind if we're going to get them back that easy?
I mean, both sides have had plenty of opportunities for breaks, but I feel that generally MUC's D-line has really struggled to get anything cooking. They do not have the secret sauce at all. And as it stands, Catchup undefeated so far on the weekend. It's too early to say that they've got the finals berth sewn up 100%, especially against a team with MUC's quality, but they are in a very enviable position.
9-6, up by 3, and playing defense with the wind at their backs.
The skyscraping ball from the man-mounted Geisel. That's a beautiful deep shot on the line to Willemek. Willemek, he's got players joining him. Dak wants to dish off. Willemek can't find it though. Now running out of time, stall count rising. Through the hands of Willemek. Too many of those easy giveaways from MUC. What a great opportunity to score against the wind. To score cleanly as well. But they've opened the door here for Catchup. Geisel to Eisenberger, who caught the goal but took them into half. Geisel sees an option he likes. Again, trying to get a bit of edge, cut and hold up in the wind. It's too far for Sebastian Dietzer, but does at least force MUC back to their own end zone line. Willemek bounces it back central. Couple of break side options, but they cover each other up. Laying that one through, lovely find. Meyerhofer, a riser, well caught by Holzer. Holzer fakes down the line and centres. Now see if they can get some break side action going. That one's gonna float. Well reeled in though. Fabian Meyerhofer gets the force to take a huge old chomp of that one. Pick underneath. I don't think this is gonna stick with O'Brien, and he knows.
Nice throw back to the
cheeky little scoop.
Yeah, cheeky scoop in the wind.
I think that is generally the known accepted nomenclature for a scuba, isn't it? It's cheeky.
Yeah, they're always.
Willemek looking down the line, plenty of space for Holzer. Holzer looking towards the end zone. Oh, Geisel gets a piece of it. And he's got such a wingspan that it's so difficult to get any throw off easy. Catchup looking deep again. No surprises, who's winning the height matchup on that one. Geisel dominates the sky. Geisel to the end zone for the score, for the break. MUC must be cursing their luck. Just whenever it seems like they're going to find a way back into the game, Catchup, you know, either through luck or judgment, have been able to get their hands on the disc and converting it that time. Dietzer puts them 4 to the good, 10-6. Catchup accelerating towards the final.
Downhill steamrolling. There was a lot of chances.
Oh, that's filthy. Because he goes for it the first time, and the disc doesn't go, and he's off balance. And Holzer notices this and says, well, he's not in a position, so I can get this throw out free of charge. And Geisel is able to adjust the reflex action there to get the foot out, still get the foot block. And then they sent the big man deep, had that height mismatch downfield, he reeled it in, and Dietzer on the follow-up for the 4-point lead.
Big play by Geisel, making plays on both sides, defensively, busted deep, getting he didn't score the goal, but he threw the assist, so still bookends. Munich had their chances twice. Doc, the first time they were down there right on the goal line, wanted to do nothing but throw a dump, and Catchup put on great handler defense, and he never looked into the end zone once in the stall count that would have got to 8 before he threw the turnover. So,
but the thing is, you're right that he threw the turnover, but it went right through Willemek's hands.
Yes, it did.
I appreciate. I do see what you're saying. That was that the only option? Could he have found something else? Potentially, but too many just wasted opportunities. As that one is a beauty, just floated over the chop and dropping into the bucket. Holzer to duck for 10-7.
Nice response by Munich there to be able to get to that sideline and put one well-weighted throw to do all the damage. Here's another look at it. Great outside in. Great choice. Big separation from the get-go that only separated further once the disc was in the air. And one of the easier looking goals, and it is Doc who ends up catching that goal. For the Munich O-line. They are within 3, but pulling again and pulling to a Catchup team that is charging downwind.
Fischer, surveying his options, goes into the backfield. Low, Fischer scoops. And Fischer puts. That one is going to keep carrying, and a spectacular layout to finish things off there from Sven Kleinhappel. We've seen him do a lot of work with the disc in his hands. This time he's on the receiving end. Gets big, gets huge horizontal for the score. Catchup 11-7 up.
Oh, that was a magnificent layout, at least hip high, maybe higher. Here's another look. The setup, big backhand, and great choice, all alone. Oh, nice, yes, well off the ground to make that play. Putting the body on the line, but when you're not lay out that well, it doesn't even feel like you're putting the body on the line. Landed perfectly, bounced straight up to his feet. And that goal is so nice, he might treat himself to a Slurpee, Benji. 7-11 the score line.
11-7.
You can read them either way sometimes.
You can go both ways, that's true. Holzer to pick up. And the first pass is downfield to Meyerhofer. Out of the side stack. First cut's not open, so Holzer, you can see the disc begin to accelerate away from him. Holzer slows down, and now Holzer, he's going to see if he can float it over the top. Where did Willemek come from?
I don't know. MUC is thankful, though.
And Willemek into the end zone for the score.
So out of the fall-away forehand inside break we saw yesterday out of Uprising, taking a page out of that same book is Willemek. Nice throw to set up.
I think we were just a little bit unsighted on this one because of the sideline, so we didn't notice Willemek, who don't think was the intended target. Again, doesn't quite matter, catches and then as you called Steph. Not quite the fall away, but he really does drop those hips on that one. So he's able to get low and underneath the mark.
So timeout called. Do we imagine that's a Munich timeout after the goal?
Yeah, they need to find a way back into this contest. We'll see what they have cooked up here. Second half action in this open semi-final at Vienna Spring Break.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ULTI.TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
Those who do not know their history can never relive it. The skies, the dives, the sideline smiles. Our past is held in photo albums, drinking stories. The present is a gift. And here at ULTI.TV we want to make sure we always appreciate it, capturing the immortal moments of Ultimate from around the world and making sure everyone can enjoy them for free, forever. Because the future belongs to all of us.
Catchup up 11-8 here on MUC. Final spot on the line. A lot of the games here at Vienna Spring Break are being used as part of the EUCS ranking and algorithm, but this is not, because MUC have not opted into that, as a lot of them are playing in the mixed division this season with Tiefsitauke. MUC and Woodcheek is combining. So a lot of them have already got some important early season experience under their belt, going undefeated at Padova Spring Invite. Here's the deep shot from Catchup Graz. It's going to hang and float towards the back of the end zone. All it has to do is drop down in bounds, and Breitenthaler gleefully catches 12-8. Catchup can almost see that final berth in front of them.
Yeah, they are just firing on all cylinders right now, Bench. They're doing it spontaneously and just keep going, pick up the disc and go. They're happy to have a chat about it, see whatever Munich might put in front of them after a chat and a bit of strategy or tactic. Their deep game is working, and that really helps to be adaptable when they start firing, and it really loosens up the defense. The defense is really guessing if they can, you know, stay under, or if they've got to respect that deep. And right now they can't do it on every matchup, and the deeps are opening up and their shots are working.
Well, especially in an upwind downwind game like we have here, there's even more incentive to open up the deep shot in that direction, because if you don't get it, well, at least the opponent is going to have to work the full length against the elements to try and break you. MUC have come close a couple of times, but no cigar. Breakless so far in this contest, and I think they'll be frustrated with their profligacy with the disc after the turn. Holzer, that's a great cut deep. Meyerhofer, that's got to go. It does go. Can he track it? Not quite.
Yeah, just over the left shoulder there. It's good cut, good separation. The
Great
throw
cut.
had to go over a lot of traffic, though. It would have been a nice looking angle outside in forehand, but against this wind, I'm not sure he could have got it off and got the right shape on it for it to come back to the receivers. So a tough one for them to give back to Catchup.
The first cut underneath is Eisenberger. He's just going to reset. Again, they're more than willing to send those runners to the deep space, even if the throw's not necessarily going to go. That's really good backup provided there by Anton Straka. Kailani gets hand blocked. Well, they've had enough blocks of their own on the force. Now it's MUC's turn. The layout hand block there from Fabian Meyerhofer.
Yeah, gotta love that they are not succumbing yet to the potential results, still fighting for every last point.
The high release backhand over the top. Holzer can't quite get into the dairy yet, but he doesn't need to, because he can just pop it in with the very next pass. Fabian Meyerhofer with the double happiness, the bookends. It's 12-9.
12-9, loved that pop past the high release there to gain, I don't know, 12, 15 meters right in front of the end zone. That was exceptionally well weighted class throw to set up the score. Munich staying alive, doing it like the Bee Gees right now, but doing their part. There's that pop pass. What a beautiful gainer. So easy to run under, and then another pop to finish it off. A little more shape on the second pop.
Coach Pazzo,
Yes.
how can MUC generate a bit more defensive pressure? They've had a relatively simple game plan defensively.
Yeah.
Is this time to maybe get a little bit tricksy with it?
Yeah, I mean, they just got to try something. Throw the kitchen sink at it. I wouldn't mind seeing a transition with a bit of a wall up front, jumping in the lanes, you know. So it's just having to play last back only. They can still play match defense, but try and shut down the big throws from the throwing side. If they cross half, go back to match. And it looks like they're doing a bit of... No, they're not. They're playing honest match D.
Yeah, they're just sagging a little bit off the reset handlers just to try and cloudy up those spaces downfield. Here's the deep shot gone towards the back of the end zone. Fisher in stride. Another beauty from Catchup. When they're deep games like this, they are so tough to spot. 2 points away from victory now, 13-9.
Yeah, that's... they're getting away with everything right now. Their throws are on. They are hot. Hot pistol barrels smoking away here. Benji just firing silver bullets into that end zone. But yeah, I mean, I guess going back to what would you do? Something different. You got to try something different to stop it. I mean, at this stage, you might as well encourage these bids. You know, sometimes I put leashes on bidding. Don't bid. You're going to lose your feet. You won't get back up for the mark. But you got to do something to change the momentum here. Maybe even run a proper zone, a downwind zone, a 2-3-2, or a throw-heavy zone. There's a lot that you could try, but you got to try something different.
Right, there's one of those old ultimate pearls of wisdom, and you know, like the so-called old wives' tales, they get a little bit distorted and warped over the years, and it's like there's a kernel of truth at the center, and often it gets people kind of just say it without really thinking about it. But I'm sure you've heard the one like, you don't lose without playing zone.
Yep.
Like, you've got to try something different, and otherwise you look back and think, well, why didn't we give it a go? What would we have had to lose by doing it?
Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Now's the time. First they got a hold.
Willem give going on the far side. Defender peels off to provide a little bit of extra cover deep, and Schutz notices and comes towards. Holzer on the swing. Trying to redirect his way back towards that far side. Force comes across, and that opens up the break window. Meyerhofer again utilizing the long reach on that high release backhand, and then down the line. Defender just got caught looking in the backfield a little bit there, and they punch it in 13-10.
Great throw again by Meyerhofer in the exact same spot of the field. Maybe didn't get as much upfield carry with it, but a similar spot, similar result. It ended up being a hockey assist pop pass. 2 options in the end to score. And now's their chance to try something different. They got their defense back in there. You need a heck of a pull. I would be pulling from the far cone outside in and trying to bring it back this way from the second field back in. But the pulls have been short as well. So tough to put a zone on knowing that the pull's going to be short as well, right? So you gotta, if you're gonna try something different, there's big pressure on the puller to really get it upfield, get it at least 10 meters beyond half.
Or maybe you say, you know what, actually we'll go for a roller potentially and see if we can pin them on a sideline.
Yeah.
In the end, they might have a little bit of time to get something in position, but again, it looks like it's just the sag in the lane. Having said that, there's a little bit of an adjustment. Doing a very good job of noticing the post handlers and sending them through and getting other players back. Fisher down the far sideline, where Bart centres, and now Kleinhappel, fresh off the perfect layout. Doesn't need anything quite so spectacular here because they're just working it calmly and confidently. But the Wellenhof Schitter. They've certainly slowed down Catchup on this point. That's a beautiful inside backhand though with a little bit of shape to open things up and trying to drop it over the top into the bucket, into Fritz Holzner. And MUC need to get 5 on the spin to win as Catchup just one away from that finals place.
That's one heck of a task. They did slow down. I think they were just doing a little bit of switching marks there. I don't know if it was a forced middle or a forced return. They did have a little bit of wrinkle on the throwing side of that defense. It was difficult to identify, but there was definitely at least 2 sets of back-to-back throws where the force was the opposite way, but not necessarily towards the middle. Anyhow, they still did what they wanted to do. They waited, they were patient, and they set up the big throw. They were just more patient, but scored the way they've been scoring, scored the way that the defense is expecting and preparing for. And they are just saying, yeah, well, you know, you can take it away here, you can take it away there, but we're still looking for that. And they just showed they're still finding that way to stretch the field with their throws right into the end zone.
For me, the key throw was that inside-out backhand down that far sideline. They just gave them a little bit of space, and I don't think MUC were expecting them to take on and hit. There come the very vocal presence of the sideline.
Geisel's done for the day.
Yeah, you're right. He's put his sliders on. So whether that's just for this game or for the longer term, we shall see. As there's a slip up on the field. Tobias Meyerhofer picks himself up back to his feet. I think just a tangle of legs. Nothing more untoward about it.
I don't think he's injured. I think that is a show of overconfidence. And you see Fisher taking his shoes off now too, I believe.
Gonna put it deep, looking for Meyerhofer. Got it past the defender and then lured him, and then Meyerhofer over the top. That is a lovely throw to Schutz. Well, that's the first part of the bargain completed there for MUC. They've managed to hold an offense. Now they need to get the break train. Well, much less a train, more like a bullet train the Shinkansen, because otherwise this is done.
So Fisher didn't take his shoes off, he was tying them up. But yes, 4 breaks in a row. Geisel definitely in his slides.
I mean, 4 breaks in a row is tough, you know, even in a back and forth game, but MUC haven't broken at all yet this contest. To reel off 4 in the spin now is a big ask.
Big ask indeed, but it is a semi-final here at Vienna Spring Break. Let's see how up to it they may be. It is game point for Catchup. A ticket into the finals awaits them if they can find that end zone, but one more time.
Yeah, they will play the winner of the other semi-final going on the pitch beyond this one. Frank N versus 3SB, and there you are. You saw the shot of Michael Geiser in his sandals. Normally you have to pay extra for that sort of content, but you know, we're good to you here on ULTI.TV. We know what the people want. And it's fee, huh? Again, MUC, they're just trying to slow them down, but Klein Happel gets beyond again. Can he finish it in style? Oh, he gave it a good old go, but he couldn't come up with it again.
So they're sticking with their plan. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. The deep shot was on. Inside out forehand by Fisher. Seemed to leave his hand quick. I was surprised Kleinapple got as close as he did. I thought it was going to be a bit further out in front. Heck of a bid, almost. But a chance, Benji, for this break train to start rolling. Can MUC start finding magic this late in the game?
Well, Wallace brings the first pass down. And then resets and gets back. A little bit of break side motion going, a deep shot looking for Wallace, who you know has wheels, but no one at home there. Trying to get it around, and Meyer Sees if he can get in the way. He can't. The deep shot goes again. Going to have to be the adjustment downfield. And the adjustment not made in time by Max Ertel.
Second chance, another deep. They are Catchup O-line right now is playing like, well, I mean, like they've played all game, but with a defense D-line type mentality. They're getting it back and they're shooting. They've got the wind at their back. That's what they've done all day. It's worked, but they're just going for it. That one was not necessarily an open cut by the time it left the hand. It was a black shirt in the end zone that had some company.
It feels like, I don't want to call it conservative because you shoot deep all the time and that's not a conservative game plan. But in a way, it's quite a defensive mentality of, we will pin you right on your own end zone. You'll have to work the full way against the wind. And, you know, you haven't done it yet. We dare you to go out and beat us. And maybe they've got a little bit of fortune there, but they're beyond halfway now. That is not what the doctor ordered, though. Out of the hands of Burkhard Schulze-Bock. Forces coming flatter to try and stop the deep bombs. Been very happy at this point, and they are again over the top. Vellenhoff-Schitter has Valentin Fischer, and Catchup are into the finals.
And they had as much of a breath of getting that break as we've seen all game did MUC, but going upwind, it takes a lot of concentration, a lapse in the middle there, just when things were starting to look like they were moving, and Catchup with the wind at their back, do what they've been doing all day long and put it the other end quick. Geisel validates his choice to get into the slides early, and Catchup are moving on to the final.
Yeah, that last point, a little bit of a microcosm of the game, really. Good deep game firing with the wind for Catchup when MUC, they did struggle to generate D-line offense, and when they did get it going, they just handled those inconsistencies that prevented them from getting it over the line. So Catchup have sealed up their place in the finals. They will face the winner of 3SB and Franken, which is going on the pitch beyond this one. We're going to turn our attention to the women's division for the next game. That is in just under 15 minutes time. Catchup again, their women's side taking on East Block of the Czech Republic. That'll do us here for the first game of the day here from Vienna Spring Break, live and free on ULTI.TV. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff. For Felix Shardlow on the 1s and 2s, and Steph Patso alongside me, Benji Reese. We'll see you on the other side.
I don't wanna meet your mother. Never ever ask me how I've been. Remember why you have my number. I'm the best thing that has ever happened to you. Here's your time to shine. Now show me what you can do. The way my hands feel on your body, the way we're dancing in the dark. With every move I make, you're falling. The way my lips feel on your body, the way we're moving in the dark. With every breath we take, you're falling. I ain't got no time for romance, but baby I don't want to lead you on. Not looking for something steady, not ready for that. I'm the best thing that has ever happened to you. Here's your time to shine. Now show me what you can do. Make a move. The way my hands feel on your body, the way we're dancing in the dark. With every move I make, you're falling. The way my lips feel on your body, the way we're moving in the dark. With every breath we take, you're falling. Every breath that we're taking, with every step you're falling in love. With every move that I'm making, every breath that we're taking, with every step you're falling in love.
Thank you. Thanks.
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah. Milan. I mean, Ultimate.
ULTI.TV.
Move, I make you're falling. The way my lips feel on your body, the way we're moving in the dark. With every breath we just wanna hit the floor. Maybe somewhere I haven't been before. I don't wanna kill the vibe. I don't wanna feel it if it don't feel right.